Okay, so here's everything you need to know about selling on Amazon from the perspective of a six figures Amazon FBA seller. And let me tell you my story really quick to let you know how I got here, actually. I started in 2018. I had actually just graduated high school, and I was seeing some videos online about Amazon FBA, how I made $200,000. Still remember Tanner J. Fox, how I made $200,000 in 1 year at 22 selling on Amazon or something. And like, to me at that time, working a job, I was just like, this is insane. What? 200 grand? Like, that would change my life. Okay, so I look into this. Long story short, 6 months later, I'm selling on Amazon. Just through free stuff I could take in on YouTube, his videos, other people's videos. And my first product is pretty much a grand slam. I end up making like $9,000 my first month selling it in profit. Okay, and I go to the Caribbean, I'm flying around with my girlfriend, and we're doing all this fun stuff. Really fun summer. Okay, and I'm an idiot. I'm an 18-year-old kid. I don't know what to do with money. I don't know how to grow this business. I just essentially stumbled upon this opportunity, called Amazon FBA, launched a product with an Alibaba manufacturer, and was seamlessly, literally in like a 30-day period from when I started, just making more money than I knew what to do with at the time. And of course, it ends up crashing and burning, and it's the roller coaster of entrepreneurship, and other sellers came in and wiped my feet out from under me. And I went on this streak, about 17 more products that I tried to launch, the same as the first. Some of them would go on to make thousands of dollars a month in profit. Some of them lose me thousands of dollars. Some of them would do this for many months, and others would do this sporadically over the course of 3 weeks, and then I would get suspended. So I've been pretty much everywhere there is to be as a private label seller on Amazon until it clicked for me. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, which is the state of Amazon FBA in 2025 and everything that you need to know. So I'm going to summarize all the YouTube videos that I've put out over the last 6 years that got me to this point, so you can have the most up-to-date, it's like a little Italian flair right there, the most up-to-date content going into this new year. So we're just going to start with what is Amazon FBA / I hear a lot of, is Amazon FBA dead? So Amazon FBA is an online retail sales channel with built-in fulfillment and traffic. Okay, so it's just a store. Amazon FBA is an online store. That's all that it is. Okay, so when we look at retail distribution, Amazon's a retailer. Okay, so I build a brand. My name's Paul. I build a brand. I make this product. I go on Shark Tank. What's your distribution? Are you in stores? Are you selling online? How are you getting customers? Okay, so Amazon would just be a channel that I might say to them. It wouldn't have anything to do with my business other than it's a channel that I sell on. It's a retailer. In the same way that, and let me jump over to my screen really quick to get you to understand this a little better. Because people get mixed up. They don't really understand what Amazon is from the perspective of a seller. When I'm on Amazon, what is different about this? I've just walked into a store and they're trying to sell me things. Okay, so instantly I'm shown end caps, and I'm given an employee called the search bar with which I can ask them, hey, do you have this? Do you have this? What aisle is this in? Okay, so it's an online retailer. And you're essentially partnering, when you're an Amazon seller, you're partnering with a retailer, much like you would be with, if I were to go to Target. And now this is just representative of Target's in-store experience. Obviously, it's no difference whatsoever almost if we're talking online retailers. But picture a Target store. You walk into Target, you have a problem, you're looking for a solution to that problem in the form of a physical product, and ideally you walk out a happy customer with that product in the same day. So there's that convenience factor there. Now the sellers, how do they fit into that equation? Because that's who we are. That's the perspective we have. It's the question why we're asking this question. They're all fighting with each other for space on those shelves. Okay, and so that's the same thing that's happening on Amazon. It's like people complain that like Amazon has competition and that business has competition. We're all trying to make money. We're all trying to grow brands. We're all trying to be successful. We have to see competition as a good thing. Competition does not kill anything. Okay, it is just a sales channel. So what is there to lament in this? There's nothing wrong here. It's just a sales channel. And so that brings me to my next point. Now that we've clarified that, who should I sell to? There's just people here. There's people walking in. Let's refer to Amazon almost like it's a physical store. There's people walking into Amazon and they're looking for products. Which one of them should I sell to? Okay, so instead of what do I sell, it's too vast a question. First, who just asked you what they're looking for? Was it a hiker, a camper? Those are kind of the same. A fisherman, a hunter. Mine are all outdoorsy. A soccer player, back to school student, right? Who is it? And so once we figure out who it is that we're selling to, I can immediately now enter into a chain of questions that will get me to how this is going to work for me to be a viable option for me in the future. Okay, so fisherman. Let's take fisherman for example. If I say come up with a product idea and the whole world is your oyster, that's pretty daunting. If I say come up with a product idea for a fisherman, much easier assignment, isn't it? And so when we start from the place of a customer who is either in pain or a customer who is in passion, now we have something to leverage. We go, oh, you're in pain. I have a solution. This will get you out of pain. When I am sick and I go to the doctor, I go to the pharmacy for medicine and I pay for medicine, I expect it to work. I don't want it to work a month from now. I'm making an exchange. I'm giving you this, you're giving me that. Okay, a transaction takes place and the problem should go away. So when I sell a physical product, it should work the same way. You have a need. There's a gap between where you are and where you want to be. My product solves that problem. Here you go. And your ability to solve that problem and the size of the problem will dictate how much you get paid for solving that problem. For instance, solving the problem of where are the fish, a fish finder, might be a $200 problem. It's at the core of fishing. Where are the fish? I want to go catch fish. Whereas a personalized gift or a cooler or well, in that case that's a Yeti, that's definitely $200 plus, but a thing of hooks, a lure may only be $7 or $8. Okay, so different problems, because of the size of those problems, are going to allow you to spend to acquire customers for different amounts. And so once I know that I'm partnering with a retailer to get in front of customers with specific problems, then all I have to figure out is, what do I sell to that customer? Fisherman. What do I sell to fishermen? Well, I can go to Amazon and put fishing into the search bar. Okay, again, this is like an employee, use it. And so if I have a tool called Helium 10, this tool is like, this is probably one of the best features of this whole tool. I would pay for this feature alone. It takes the Amazon search bar and turns it into search volume. What other business can we do this with? Google, SEO maybe? This is ridiculous. So I can literally see what the customers are walking in, how many times they're asking for something specifically. So imagine this, someone walks into Target, we're thinking about starting a new brand, starting a new company, we're hustling, we're excited to start a new business venture. What if we get the cheat sheet of everything anyone ever asked an employee in Target? Doesn't that seem like it's a good place to start a business from? We have everything anyone's ever looked for, asked for. Couldn't we compile that in a way in which, oh, there's a pattern here. There's a specific contingency of customers that always ask this same thing. They're always looking for this same thing. And the solutions aren't quite right for them. Okay, so when I look through here, all of these are what I sell to them. I sell to the customer that has the problem, the solution to their problem, the thing they're already looking for. I don't have to invent anything. I just sell them what they're already looking for. And this cannot be denied. This is the oldest practice in business. Sell what people want. Okay? We can convince people to buy things they don't want. It's much harder than just saying, you're thirsty, I have a bottle of water. Pay me for it. Okay, so we're doing the same thing for our enthusiast customers. We don't have to go out there and do all this crazy product research and use all of these techniques and these filters to find this perfect idea in this market. Any moment in time of a market that's based on filters for which you're going to sell because it looks like that is going to change. It will collapse because nothing is consistent. It's all just changing, right? The fluctuation in sales, in sellers, in search volume, in reviews, in main images, in secondary images, in price. It's all just a snapshot in time. So don't base your business off of a snapshot in time, one singular moment, okay? Build it dynamically, starting from the ground up as we're doing here. And so once you've figured out that, okay, I'm going to sell a fishing line. There's 60,000 people looking for a fishing line. I'm going to sell a fishing line. You better figure out why they buy fishing line and why they buy the ones that they do. So you become an industry expert and you figure out customers buy this because this. So if I can do this better than anyone else can, they'll all buy from me. It's pretty easy. Okay. And so once I work that out, we're going in super speed today. Once I work that out and I have a product for which I have a unique solution to the audience, one that they have not seen before, so they know it's different. It stands out when I'm looking on this page and I see this problem come up instantaneously. It as the customer, I feel understood. And you felt this as a customer yourself, no doubt. Just like, oh, that's what I was looking for. Okay. Now just get in front of more people with that same problem. You've already launched Fishing Line on Amazon. You've already figured out what the problems were. You solved those problems. You sold it at a price you can be profitable. Now just go figure out everywhere that those people hang out and show that offer to them. And so this is where, if I go to Instagram, I am this customer, by the way. I am a fisherman. This is my Instagram feed. This is my Instagram feed. This is all that's on it. Okay. Like this is a great example. It's all fishing stuff. A great example of what an enthusiast customer looks like. So if all of a sudden I was here with my value prop, or if a person that I respect in the fishing space, this happens to be a decent example, that this creator had posted about a product that they're now an affiliate of because I reached out to 1,000 influencers on Instagram and got them all to want to talk about my product. This is now moving over into a world where most Amazon sellers will never play in, right? So just go seek out where your customers hang out and get in front of them now. You likely only have a very small percentage of the market share, even with a successful Amazon product. Might still only be 3% of all of the customers that have this problem and are looking for it. Go seek out where they're looking for this, where they're hanging out, and show them you have a solution to this. Right? It's kind of simple when you break it down that way. Russell Brunson talks about this concept called the Dream 100. I believe he got it from Dan Kennedy, which is like 100 influencers who already have compiled a list of your dream customers. Just go build relationships with them. So like I said, just go start reaching out to all of the influencers who already built the audiences. You don't have to build a big audience yourself. You can just earn your traffic from them. Okay, so they're already here. I could just put up a banner ad. I can make a relationship with an influencer with 100,000 followers. I can give out free product to them and expect nothing in return. There's many ways to build these relationships, and that's where I would go next. And then so finally, what do we do with all this information? Just go back to your initial list of fishing when we started here and sell them the next thing in the line that by solving the first problem, another problem arose. So if I sell someone, I pulled it up on the screen, by the way, all the different things here in the proof of concept in terms of search volume, and that these are the pain points. This is how many people are searching for these things. If I sell someone a fishing pole, they need fishing line. Immediately a new problem is created because I solved one problem. And if I sell someone a fishing pole and fishing line, they need lures, and they need hooks, and they need a net, and they might need a rain jacket, and they might need and the list goes on. And the truth of the matter is, Alex Hermosi said this in one of his recent videos, they're going to buy it all at a similar time. The way that people shop is they typically get a swell of motivation. They get hyper-focused on one thing, one area of their life. They're really excited. It's renewing. And if they're buying out of passion, they're going to go, okay, I'm just going to buy all these things. They solve all my problem. And I'm going to spend all my money at once. And so if they don't buy it from you, they're going to buy it either way. Right? It just won't be from you. And if you have solutions for all of their problems, now you're playing the game at a higher level. Now you've built a brand where someone can come to you, and no matter what their problem is, if it regards their enthusiasm, their niche, their interest, you're likely have a solution for it, or you're working on a solution for it. I know that didn't feel like an introduction, but it was kind of just an introduction. I want to now walk you through, if I was a new seller, what I would be doing at this point. Where do I go from here? It's a big, big list of things we just went through, right? So how do I take action on any of this? Where do I go from here? So let's move back over into my computer. And, well, this is realistically a good chance for me to bring this up. I have a free training. So yeah, at some point during this video, whether you keep watching or leave soon, I mean, you're going to eventually come off of this. I have like another hour plus of footage for free that you can watch around this topic. They'll keep giving you more steps. You can head to the link in the description to access that. Or if you're an eager beaver, you can just join my community for $9 a month. There'll be a link in the description for this as well on Patreon. And I have over 20 course videos completely for free, starting from beginning to looking for manufacturers in this process. And you can hang out in there and send me questions and whatnot as well. So let's go back to the beginning here. We're going to break this down into some easy steps for you to follow now and show you a few more things that I want you to know before you take off today. And so let's just do this really quick. Let's go categories. Let's do the thing we just said, so sports and outdoors. We'll go price 30 and we'll go revenue 20,000. And we'll say, yeah, that's probably fine. I mean, maybe we'll go number of images. There's only, I think they only have 4 images. Okay, so let's check out what looks like that. And I want to break down two fundamentals that you need to understand when it comes to selling on Amazon. So let's go right here. So tire sealant, sure. So tire sealant. There's 2 people who are going to win here. The highest priced product in the market, premium brand, obviously is winning because their product cost didn't go up substantially and they're making more for every sale that they make. That's what we strive for. We want to solve the problem and create a value ladder essentially. So not just like one individual feature we're selling. We're going, this product is unique because it solves this and this and this and this. So that's a value ladder, right? When I can convince you that what you're about to buy is worth more because of the strength of its components, making a more fruitful individual product by the end. The lowest price seller also has a massive advantage. So this is Walmart, right? When we all know Walmart. When we walk into a Walmart, it's the lowest price retailer in town, right? Where can you go and buy things for less than this at the diversity of selection that you have? Where can you go? You probably can't from most towns in America, right? And dollar store, okay, sure. But the strategic advantage of being the second lowest price doesn't exist. And yet most of the Amazon sellers that struggle have that mentality. Well, I can't quite compete all the way at the bottom, but I'm just going to reduce my price and get down in this price war. The second priced seller has no second lowest price seller has no strategic advantage. None. Then the lowest price seller has an immense strategic advantage. The second price does not. Because if they're buying in that tier, they're already just looking at the price. And so the $8.99 one means nothing. If the prices range from $6.99 to $21.99, the $6.99 one will be bought more than anything else, given it's a similar product to everything else. So lesson there, a quick lesson there, if you caught it, is don't be the second lowest priced product. And strive for that premium price point product in the marketplace. And we want to do that by stacking our value, right? Like we just said. And so I pulled up a tool again, Helium 10. By the way, there's a link in the description for Helium 10, 20% off for 6 months or 10% off for life. It's an affiliate link. If you're going to get it anyway, I do appreciate if you use my link. So thanks. I get a small kickback from that. And this is how we've pulled up this list of products here, right? And maybe some of you are familiar with this, maybe just from YouTube, or maybe you have some experience yourself. But when I'm looking through this list, knowing everything that I now know, as a, taking the perspective of a beginner, it can still seem a little daunting. And so I want to take away some of that fear for you right here and show you that it actually can be quite easy. And so when I'm looking through products, I'm not thinking about the viability of the product itself, because I already know people are buying these things, right? I'm looking at it from the perspective, I need to make a new one of these that sells more than this. And so actually where we went, tire sealant isn't too bad of a place. And this weighted running vest isn't too bad of a place to start either. And these, let's see. Okay, Garmin running strap for heartbeat, too advanced of a product, right? We're not going to manufacture that. And so this becomes one of those things where, as a beginner, I kind of know who my audience is. You guys mostly are just starting your journey and curious about this and trying to figure out, put out some feelers if you should start this or not. And maybe you have tried 1 or 2 times before, but you certainly aren't on your 20th product idea, most of you. it's hard to know, is that a good idea or not? So if we could just solve how something is a good idea or not, then we win. And so I want to give you a few tips on how to do that. If I were to go up to Helium 10's profitability calculator, this turns this into a pretty easy equation for me. I just have to see that there's profit to be made here. And so all I have to do is look at, this is basically can be left alone. They're going to factor in an industry average cost of goods sold. That's fine, leave that. And then the other cost is where I can start playing around a little bit. And so primarily I just need to know, we're going back now to where your customers hanging out. How do we get in front of them? We already know a lot of them with this problem are hanging out on Amazon. And so I can look at tire sealant, tubeless sealant, see all keywords. Again, this is all Helium 10, by the way. So when you get Helium 10, you're really not buying any individual thing. You're basically buying a suite that allows you to do everything you need to do to be an Amazon seller successfully. So tubeless tire sealants, got 3,000 search volume. This right here is key, right? 69-cent bid. That's one of the big things that you're going to need to know about. So then I look for something called the high price best seller. High price bestseller is a product that ranks organically in the top 20 positions with the highest price. And so right now I see 30.44. That seems to be the highest one. I see a 31.21. But they have to be, the second half of that is they have to be a bestseller, so a high priced bestseller. So let's take a look at that. We could do that by clicking Analyze Products. Instantaneously, we unlock all the revenue of the sellers right in front of us, like superpower. So $27,000 on this one, and it's one of the most expensive ones. So that's really exciting to see. Again, the lowest price seller here has a strategic advantage. So where is that seller? Let's see. 1997 stands, no tube. Okay, so that's the one that initially got us in here. And then let's see. Yep, surely enough, it won't fail you. 696, they have the most sales by far out of anyone, like 10 times more than everyone, or twice as much as some of the highest price sellers. So the price elasticity is very wide here, actually, from $6.96 all the way up to $30. And the $30 one still sells almost 1,000 units a month. It's really good to see that. And that's indicative of the customer and their needs and their pains. Hey, when I have an expensive tubeless tire and it has a hole in it and I need to seal it, then yeah, I'll spend $30 because the alternative is spending $120 on a new tire. That's an easy math for me. Every time I'll make that decision. This last point is that we now have to compete with the highest price bestseller, and only them. We're going to come in at a high price. We're going to come in at $30, call it. Okay. And so if I'm competing with a high priced bestseller, I need to have an offer that's different than theirs. Okay. So when I created my Made in the USA Amazon FBA brand, there's a seller that already sells at $34.99 in my market, and that's considered high end in my market. There's products that vary from about $12 up to $24, but $34 is really high. And so I came in, looked at their product, and just made a completely unique product from the ground up based on the customer's pain. And it revolved around primarily one word that kept recurring in the comments, in the forums, and on Instagram comments. And I just started learning more about my customer, figuring out how to build that value ladder. And then once I knew the one word value prop that I needed to solved it, and tacked on two more. So what are the second and third most important points that I can make about my product? If I was at a convention, my competitor's here, I'm right here, we're both selling to a live audience. What is it that I say that gets the customers to buy? Assuming we're at the same price. So this is now easy. We're at the same price. What do I have to say now? And in this case, I might be a little bit scared to sell here because I think this brand is already doing a really good job of appealing to this customer. This is what I would have wanted to do. I think this kind of cool, edgy, 25 to 40-year-old mountain biker, on the weekends, maybe they have a job in tech and, them and their buddies go out to the mountains and they're, doing downhills and you're on rough terrain. This very much so appeals to that customer. I have a nice mountain bike. I ride a little bit occasionally. This appeals. This is really cool. It's punchy. It's modern. It's a little bit edgy. And they're also telling me a non-corrosive formula. So it's not going to ruin the tires. It's not going to ruin my rim, right? And it's going to solve my problem instantaneously. I buy this and my problem is now solved. You ideally want to go into a market where the highest priced bestseller doesn't have great branding. So this is not a really successful disruptive sellers already here. they've kind of proven that, well, had you gotten here a year before them, this would be you. And that doesn't just mean a product that sells well. A product that sells well makes the customer feel understood. Now, I got excited when I started seeing the amount of money that was left over in the profitability calculator, and then cross-referencing that with the PPC bid, because that's one of the last pieces of the puzzle. I like to bring this up. I'm trying to bring awareness to this. So if you see me bring this up in a lot of videos, if you already know it, so be it. If you don't know this, this could essentially save your selling journey. So other costs, this is super important that you do this. We had that that bid that we saw of 69 cents. We know every click costs about 69 cents. And so if I have a 10% conversion rate, well, that's $6.69. Or sorry, $6.90. All right, of other costs that it costs to make a sale. And in the beginning, maybe from even the first couple months, a majority of your sales will all be from ads. So this needs to be profitable to do this. At least it needs to be break even. Or if it's not, you need to be aware of the fact that you're going to be running negative customer acquisition for months. And can you do that? It opens up a world of, okay, well now what if I had a 6% conversion rate and it cost me $10 to make it, acquire a customer or make a sale? Okay, but you still have $4 left over. You're good. And so I can go all the way up to about $14 before I'm breaking even. So as long as I can acquire a customer for less than $14, whether it be on Instagram, on TikTok, on my own website, or a Google ad, or a PPC, the primary one, right? Then this product works. It scales without me having to keep pouring money into it. And so now the game really becomes, the name of the game is, why did they buy from you? And so I have to leave that question with you. Why is someone going to buy from you? Because it doesn't necessarily, I just started really rambling there. Wow, this is tricky to say. It isn't really necessary to know it all right now. The question is the answer sometimes. So why would someone buy from you? What is it that you're offering? Marinate with that question a little bit. Go find answers to those questions, because it can be different for any product. So if I just give you constant examples of one thing right in front of you now, it'll never actually teach you to fish. And going back to our fishing example, I want to teach you how to fish. I want to give you the fish. But this is everything that you need to know about Amazon FBA. And sure, I'm going to be a wise guy. There's some stuff you have to leave out. I can't make a 20-minute video and include everything. But I want to get you thinking in a way where this was years of knowledge compressed down into 20 minutes. And I just want to give that to you and at least let you make some decisions from this point going forward. So if this video was helpful to you, be sure to like and subscribe down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Later.